In this last year, everyone seems to talk about it. Productivity gurus, successful entrepreneurs, they all seem to be in love with this app, Audible. I've been using Audible for the last 6 months, and today I'm ready to tell you everything about it. The good, the bad, and most importantly, whether you should start using it depending on your situation. As always, you'll find the timestamps in the description down below in case you want to skip to the conclusion. And now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Hi everyone, my name is Salsa and I like to spend a lot of my time reading. In my opinion, books are a powerful source of knowledge. So for me, the more I can read, the greater are the chances I can stumble upon some powerful idea that completely changes the way I think. In the last few months, Audible has proven to be a useful way to read more and absorb new knowledge. So let's have a look at what makes Audible a great tool. The first advantage is multitasking. The greatest benefit of using Audible is being able to read while doing something else. And I say read because, of course, you're not actually reading, you're listening. But, well, you get the point. Even though multitasking is usually a bad idea when doing important work, there are some cases in which it can really make you more productive. And that's when you're doing autopilot activities, like walking, cooking, commuting. You don't really need to actively think while doing those activities. You mostly do them on autopilot. So those tasks are great for doing them while listening to an audiobook and therefore be twice as productive. Listening at double speed. In this channel, we're all about being more productive. So it doesn't come as a surprise if I tell you that this is one of my favorite features. With Audible, you can choose to listen to audiobooks at any speed, ranging from 0.5x to 3.5x. Okay, well, maybe that's too much. Listening to books at a slower speed can be really useful if, let's say, you're listening in a language you're not very familiar with. It can be a great way to sharpen your listening skills. But I'm particularly interested in listening at a faster speed. There are often times when you'll be reading a book and some of it's just fluff and it's not really that important. Well, with Audible, you can increase the speed for those parts that are less important and slow down when the story gets interesting. It depends on the reading pace of the narrator, but you can usually increase the speed a bit without sacrificing understanding. I usually start at 1.25x and gradually increase as I get used to the new pace and finally end up listening at around 1.75x. Audible also tells you how much time it will take to go through the entire book at the current speed. So what it seems like an 8-hour-long audiobook, if listened at double speed, it will just take you 4 hours to read. Trust me, listening at double speed is life-changing. If you're new to this concept, I invite you to slightly increase the speed of this video right now. Let me know in the comments below at what speed you were able to listen to this video. Bookmark option. In Audible, you can bookmark your favorite parts of the book to revisit them later. I personally use this feature whenever I want to take notes on the books I listen to. I just go to the bookmarks section, select a particular clip, and it will start playing. You can also add notes on top of the bookmarks in case you want to add some thoughts on why you saved that particular section. Narrators. Audible narrators are usually great, and in many cases you'll be able to listen to top authors read their own books. For example, Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, is narrated by herself. Bad highlighting experience. If you're used to export your highlights from Kindle, in Audible, you won't be able to do this. Even though there's an option to bookmark and take notes on specific clips of the book, Audible still lacks an option to export that content. This is a feature that I would love to see in the future. At the moment, whenever I want to revisit a particular clip that I bookmarked in the past, I'll have to do it from the app itself, which has its downsides too. It's very frustrating trying to understand why you bookmarked a particular section in the first place. I will often have to listen to the clips quite a few times in order to remember exactly which part I wanted to highlight. On the other side, when reading a paper book or on Kindle, you know the exact words that you wanted to highlight. You just lack this simplicity on Audible. Lack of visual elements. When listening to audiobooks, you'll be missing out on the visual components of the book. This can be a drawback if you tend to read technical books, as it will probably worsen the understanding of the content. Limited book list. Depending on the marketplace you purchase your subscription from, you may have a difficult time finding books that you actually like. In my case, I have the Spanish version of Audible, and the books I find are mostly Spanish bestsellers. So if you read mainstream books in your country, you should be okay. But in my case, it's been harder to find books of my taste. If you want to access the biggest audio library, you should think about creating a US Amazon account and get it from there. I've often considered this option myself, and I might do it at some point. However, I will say that in the last few months, the catalog has been expanding quite a bit. So it's probably just a matter of time for them to add the entire catalog in other countries too. If you read a lot of fiction or biographies, you should definitely consider an Audible subscription. You probably won't be taking notes on fiction books, so the Audible experience will be great for you. If you read non-fiction but you won't be highlighting too much, you should absolutely give it a try too. If you want a personal recommendation, I really enjoyed the audio trilogy of Still Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. If, on the other side, you want to take careful notes of the books you listen to, I would advise you to just buy a Kindle instead. Kindle has a great highlighting and note-taking system, which will probably work better for you. Well, actually, last week I made a video in which I compared different Kindle models, which might be useful for you. I'll leave it around here in case you want to check that out. If you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe, as I'll be posting more content on reading and self-improvement every week. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.